5 ways to reduce sensory stimulation in a room. And if you watch to the end of the video, there are an extra 3. I'm Kerry, helping you live your best autistic life. Let's get into it. Number 1, remove all visual clutter. Number 2, paint in a calm colour. Different colours have different effects on people. So a colour that might work for you as a calming colour might not work for somebody else. So just think about the shade and the colour that you're choosing in your room. Number 3, minimal wall covering. As you can see in the photograph, there's quite a lot of things in a small space, which increases the visual stimulation. Number 4, cover up books. Now this might seem strange, but when my son was about 8, I said to him, if I could change anything in your room, what would it be? And he said to me, please can you take out all the colour? So what we did was we got a piece of fabric, attached it to the back of his bookcase, so that when he wasn't actually using his books, there was just a very plain cream material covering all of the books. So he didn't actually have to look at the books all of the time, but he still had access to them. Number 5, get a lampshade that covers the entire bulb. So at the moment, it is fashionable to have the light bulb on show. But that means that there are certain points on the light bulb where there is an intense source of light, and that can be quite stressful. So by covering up the bulb, you have the advantage of the light without looking at the light bulb. And bonus points, for example, is to use something like baskets, or I know that IKEA has a system called Calyx, and they have different color baskets that can go into the storage unit, so that everything is accessible, but at the same time, it's not visually on display. Second bonus point is label things, because it saves remembering what is in the container. So when my son was very small, what we did was actually laminate and put photographs on the front of all of the containers, so that when he was tidying up, he could put cars where the car picture was, which worked incredibly well. And then as he progressed, we moved on to having labels that he could read, which he still has on his drawers and actually finds quite helpful. The last point is, in order to reduce sound and noise, there's a really simple technique you can use. If you have a bookcase in a room, it actually absorbs quite a lot of sound. So you don't have the echo in a room. If you think of a library, there is a stillness that comes with books. But just remember, if necessary, just cover up the books so that when it's being used, they can be up, and when it's not. I'm also aware that people have organized books in a rainbow pattern. In many respects, that has a similar effect of putting all the colors together. But for myself and my son, books are actually better covered up. Press play on the playlist, more tips and tricks.